Hi, my name is Arti Jain, and I'd like to thank Meera Bharat for this opportunity to join this wonderful poetry festival of Mayaakatha. I live in Doha, Qatar, and I'd like to start my poetry recital today with a poem that is very dear to my heart because it's about the torch. The torch in Doha is a remarkable landmark which I come across quite often, especially on my morning walks. It's a huge, tall tower of steel, beautifully made, and it even houses a hotel. And on this particular morning when I wrote this poem, there were some clouds on top of the torch. So here goes. The torch. O cloudsman, tell me where all you've been. Show me sights you've seen. Lakes, rivers, puddles, meadows, mountains, cities, gardens, ghettos. Rain your songs on me. Shower me with your stories, says the torch to the flock of clouds who pass him by in Doha's sky. Says he, encased in my garment of steel, I stand grounded and tall, occupying space like trees, butterflies, humans and all. Clouds, you dance, I glow. You travel, I don't. You and I are tenants of the same cosmos, tethered to each other with stories, of course. Tell me more, tell me another, O vapor-like brother. Help me fly with your chatter. Although I'm happy in my state of matter, solidity suits me, but every once in a while, your flock's fluttery flight intrigues me. So I ask you this favor, stories you witnessed, let me also savor. And when you fly to your next sky, tell the ones who are keen that in Doha you had once seen a torch who wore an armor of steel but housed a poet's heart that sought out stories to feel. Thank you. This next very short poem is called My Moonbeam, and very recently I had picked up a gardenia, you can't see it but it's right here, and a plant from the nursery, and when it gave me its first bloom, that's when I wrote this poem. It's called My Moonbeam. Here goes. They labeled her gardenia. I call her my moonbeam. She's unfurling, bit by bit. Soon she'll be full. I wonder what she'll call herself. Maybe nothing? Perhaps for her, her being is enough. She hankers no labels. She'll bloom unseen, wearing her fragrance on her sleeve. Thank you. The next two poems are inspired by my love of the mountains. I come from Uttarakhand in India, and up until this COVID times, I've managed to go back for a trek at least once a year. In October of 2019, I was on a trek, and this was around a village called Monda, which is the last village of Uttarakhand. It's a beautiful, beautiful little village. And after which, once you reach the village, the road goes no further. The motorable road goes no further. So here goes. And on one of the days that we were trekking, we came across this mountain, this hillside, full of birch trees, which were all bare. So all the leaves had been shed, and there they stood resplendent in their, bare branched selves. It's called the bare branched birch. Some may look at you in Himalayan autumn and say, look, he's lost it all, the bare branched birch who stands not so tall. But ask blue of sky and he will say, never did I see such a display of treasures untold. Oh dear birch, your silver and your gold make me shine even more brightly. Thank you, generous soul, for tickling me lightly, just where it itches slightly. Yes, that's the spot, right there. It's called loneliness. Thank you, dear friend, says Blue of Sky to his pal, the bare-branched birch, for holding me up high with your bark and your branches. You'd said in past eternity that you'd be there for me through my highs and my lows, in spring, summer, autumn, and even in deep Himalayan snows. What do people who look at you with human eyes know? Bare is beautiful. It's pure, like love. And this next short poem is about lighting a campfire. It's called Lighting a Campfire on a Cold Trek. Self-explanatory. Here goes. Lifelike. Fire, ice. Hope, rejection. Warm, cold. Create, sleep. Crowd, alone. Lifelike. Lifeless. Paper, twig, stone. Make love. Dance in ecstasy. Give birth. Sparks are born. Life goes on. And that's about it from Uttarakhand, and I'll bring you back to Doha now with two very short poems that I wrote in the beginning of the lockdown here in Doha. And the first one is a haiku, and it's simply called Haiku number 1 because it was my first haiku this year. And it is about the date palm trees that grow, and at that time the fruit is about getting ripened in June. It says, "The bees came in May to drink honey only they could see. Come, my dates are ready," says the date palm tree. The next one is a Tanka, and it's also called Tanka number 1 because it was the first one, and this was inspired by a dragonfly who visited me very, very regularly last year in our garden. Here goes. "Erase my edges, soften me, O dragonfly, smudge me to oblivion, where I can be you or me, frangipani or blue sky." And there's a PS. Say I as I attempt to write a Tanka, but can't seem to whittle off the extra syllable in line 3. Thank you so much for listening to my poems today, and it has been a real pleasure, and I wish everyone all the best, and I hope many more such festivals are organized and enjoyed by people who love to write, recite, and listen to poetry. Thank you.